hey, want to learn how to turn this into this? Well, stick around and I give you step-by-step instructions on how you too can make your own piece of wearable art. Hi, I'm Tracie with Freckled Fairy Upcycled. I take things that people get rid of and turn them into gorgeous, fun, quirky, whimsical, wearable works of art. So I hope you follow along and get some great ideas to create your own. So I thrifted this really cute green eyelet lace top. I'm crazy for eyelet lace. Obviously, it's too small for me. So I'm going to turn it into a really cool kind of croppy top thing. I want to kind of make it a pullover. I'm going to use probably this. These are pants. I'm going to probably use this fabric for our side panel to make it bigger. And then I want to do some appliques. I made this lino cut print. It's going to be like a patch on there. And then I'm thinking about using one of my birds. I have these appliques actually on my website for sale. I have them printed. I find vintage images and then kind of zhuzh them up a little bit and then get the fabric printed. So if you need some really cool applique patches, check out my website, freckledfairyupcycled.com. So I'm going to start by, I'm going to take the buttons off. I'm going to sew this shut. And then I'm going to open up the side panels, and I measured it, so I needed to add quite a bit to get the fit I want. So I think around 6 inches on both sides. So I'm going to start with that. Okay, so I have the panels sewn in the side. Now I'm going to take the front part and I'm going to sew it side by side. It's kind of hard to show you, but I'm going to sew it like this with a wide zigzag stitch. And then I have a stack of random lace, vintage lace pieces and cut-offs that I'm going to sew on there. And then after I get that done, I'm going to dye the whole thing kind of like an apple greenish, yeah, apple green color. And then I'll go from there. Okay, so the front is all nice and zigzagged together. And I tried it on to make sure it had the fit that I want before I start sewing all the lace and everything on. So I have like this old, it was a table runner that had holes and stains. It was just a mess. So I've used the majority of the embroidery off of it on other projects, but I'm going to use the lace on this. I'll probably do some lace around the neck. I have some of this lace. I think I'm going to do lace around the arm, on top of this ruffle here, and then around the new armhole. And then who knows, I might put something on the back. And then, like I said, we'll dye everything green, and then I'll move on to doing any kind of appliques or fun things on top of that. So since I'm working on the placement of my lace, I wanted to go ahead and cut out and lay down my appliques that I'm going to put on top of it once it's dyed green. So I have this adorable bird, kind of a vintage feel, and this little lady. Found this shirt that I thrifted that has butterflies on it. So I'm going to probably cut out a couple of butterflies, or maybe one, I don't know, to put on there. And then I found this. This is actually a men's shirt. I always say check out the men's department because you never know what you're going to find. I mean, who knew there would be this gorgeous rose shirt? So I'm going to cut out some of these flowers to put on there as well. Okay, so I'm done sewing on the lace. I just sewed it on with a zigzag, nothing crazy. So now I need to address the bottom, and I pulled out this fabric. I actually thrifted this fabric. There's this awesome, like, what would you call it? It's like an arts and crafts resale store. So almost like a art thrift store, I guess. So I got this fabric there, and I think it is such a fun print. I don't know what it's going to do in the green dye, but we're just going to roll with it. So I'm just going to make a cute little ruffle for the bottom. And I'm trying to decide if I want to leave a raw edge, which I think would be cute with the design. So I think a raw edge, but I'm going to do a zigzag along that raw edge, just because why not? It'll be cute. I'm going to do a lazy girl ruffle on this. So I have my piece, and I just did it the whole width of the fabric, and then I zigzagged it on the edge. I am going to leave a couple of inches. I'm starting on the side, so leave a couple of inches before I start sewing, because when I come around, I'll sew the ends together and then finish the ruffle, because I don't really know how long I will need. That's why I did the full length. So as I'm sewing, I'm just going to hand, I guess, ruffle it as I sew, instead of doing the whole gathering and that whole bit, because I don't feel like doing that today and I want to keep sewing. So that's what I'm going to do. Right sides together. Okay, so I'm at the end of doing my ruffle. So I have about that much left of the shirt. So I'm now going to stitch the ends together. I kind of figured out about how much fabric I needed to finish this area. I'll sew this together and then finish doing the gather. All the sewing is done for right now. I love how the ruffle turned out. Turned out really cute. So while I am dyeing this green, I am also going to tea stain my appliques, because I kind of feel like these white appliques on top of green might be a little stark. So I'm going to change into my work shirt so I don't ruin this beauty and get to dyeing. So the color turned out awesome. It's just the way I was picturing it. I'm glad that the bottom fabric turned out and that the vintage lace did pretty good. This turned out a little different color, but that's okay. It's still green. And then the tea stain stuff turned out nicely for the most part. So it just took down the white a hair. I let them sit for about 20 minutes in super strong tea bath, basically, but they look good. This I wish was a little more stained, but I think this fabric has a lot of polyester in it, so it at least isn't as bright as it was, so it'll work. So now I'm going to do the layout again, pin everything down and zigzag around everything. I am going to use this kind of taupey color thread to go with the tea stain, and then I'll be done. So she's finished and she is gorgeous. Take a look. The front. And then here's the back. I added this little piece of lace here. I actually did a quick tea dye on it. I did it in just a cup of tea that I put in the microwave, and it worked well. I just wanted to take down the bright white. But I think it really turned out nicely. It turned out just the way I pictured it, which is always a plus. So I hope you enjoyed making this with me, and make yourself one and send it to me. And this is how I styled her. I found this awesome crocheted top that's actually a crop top, but it's awesome to put under things, thrifting. And then I have her with these awesome kind of linen black and white thrifted pants, and I absolutely love it. I think it looks I also have some great designs on my website, so check them out at www.freckledfairyupcycled.com. I'll link it in the caption.